As you just saw, Magik can do a lot of damage. I'm going to get into all the combos, but first I'm going to show you some tricks about her basic abilities you might not know. Magik actually has fall off damage. At point blank, it does around 75 damage. If you back up, she gets like around 6 meters. You do way less damage from range, as you see there. The best thing about Magik, for everyone who can't aim, you don't have to be accurate. She can hit her sword attack by not even looking at the opponent. So if aim was your worry that you suck at aiming, guess what? Magik's pretty good for that. Her left click can be animation cancel with any of your attacks. So as long as you're hitting left click, you can animation cancel at the end of it. So during her install, she swings a lot slower, but the damage output's great. Similar to the swing, this also has fall off damage. So up close as that much damage, you can go around like 10 meters, and then a lot of fucking difference in the ultimate version of this move. Nice thing about this swing is that you can actually walk into the hitboxes. So if you swing too early, see how the last hit kind of connected? You can just swing early and then get them in as well. So with that noted, the left swing will also continue attacking if you do a dash forward. So if you left swing and then dash, as you saw, it started off by hitting with the initial left click. Same thing with the teleport. Secondary fire does between 50 and 100 damage, depending on how much you charge. The more you charge it, the more damage it does. The cool thing about this move, it actually doesn't have any fall off damage whatsoever, so really good to shoot that at flying opponents. Bad thing about this move, it can only hit one opponent compared to like your other attacks. Like left click can hit multiple people at once, right? So right click also has really fast recovery for your left click, but you can actually cancel it into E or dash. So you can do that, you can do dash, or I didn't do that, timing, but yeah, or you could do right click ultimate as well to cancel it. In demon form, the damage is just doubled. Not charged is 100, fully charged is 200, about a little bit more actually than 200. And then the only real big difference between demon mode and non-demon mode is that the initial swing is wider than it is. So like if I swing here, I'll probably get the hit. Not demon mode, aiming at the exact same spot, I'm not going to get the hit. Okay, so your E is your highest damage instant attack. It also is a dash, so mobility, yay. But the thing I want to talk about is actually the only thing in her whole kit that's hard to hit. Even the projectile is easier to hit than her E. So if you try to hit this, always aim where your character model is. So aim left of your reticle. You'll have more success by aiming at the center or left of your reticle. If you aim to the right of your reticle to get the hit, you're going to miss it pretty much every single time. But left of my reticle, I'm going to get the hit almost every single time. The only difference between the ult and the normal version is the ult does a lot more damage. It's actually like 125 health, I'm pretty sure. See, I told you it's hard to miss. It's about 125 health. So, big dips, big dips. We'll talk more about that later. Her shift actually has a lot of cool tricks about it. First things first, even if you don't cancel, even if you just click it, her cooldown always is the same. So the timing on shift does not matter when you use the ability or not, or when you use the ability. It'll always be the same. Also, her shift gives you extra height, so if there's a spot you can't normally jump up, you can actually just press shift and you'll get up instead. Also, most valuable part about it, it's invincible. So as you see here, you can just dodge ultimates or dodge attacks with it, and sometimes I just use it as an attack and I dodge their fucking stun or something. It's great. Alright, here's the real meat and potatoes of this guy. It starts now. Sorry to give you guys all that filler shit. So the spin attack on the shift is pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie to you. You actually recover slower than the demon. Demon, you recover instantly. It actually does less damage than your left click. So if I do shift point blank, it does about 50 damage. Your left click up close does about 75 damage. So doesn't even do as much damage as your left click normally. So in fights, I always recommend you use demon. The damage output is way better. Or at least I used to think that until I found something last night. So with the spin attack, you can actually combo it with the E attack. And it looks so cool. So right there, I got both hits. The spin attack, super delayed, and the E. And like we talked about, it's very easy to miss that attack. So hey, you still get a hit. The only time I advise that you just do a raw spin attack is to build armor on 3 opponents or more. That's about the only time I would advise to do that, because you get a lot of bonus health for just that one attack. Yeah, Demon's DPS is always higher as long as it gets like even just 3 attacks. The only thing about the Demon is that you can only have 1 spawn at a time. The Demon has a slight collider but it's so subtle, it's never going to block a door or anything. As you saw, the bot just walked right through it. It can fuck with people a little bit, but not enough to matter. But yeah, once all your cooldowns are done, usually pop in Demon and just slashing is one of your best bets to get kills. Obviously, no one's going to stand there and get hit during that whole duration. But like, even with these opponents moving, we're going to aim at this Thor. Even with them moving, if you just put it down in an okay spot, that's right there. It got 3 ticks. That's more damage than this would ever get. So normally you never want to use this move, as we just talked about, but actually in demon form, it's the opposite. In demon form, your install, you pretty much never want to use the demon. You only want to spin. It does almost half health to 250 health character, so almost 125 damage. And its range is ridiculous, hitting everyone in its path. So I do want to let you know, the demon in normal mode does do more damage than the demon in your install, but it's not by crazy margins. So that's why I think it's not very worth it. But the spin, its damage is like double or tripled when you're in demon mode. So it's normally 50, as we talked about before, then in demon mode. Its range is ridiculous. And I accidentally hit the other... Yeah, that's how you know the range is huge. I accidentally hit the other character too. Wow. But yeah, that's a little bit more than 50. A little less than 125. We're going to talk about the install combos in a second in the video, but the biggest note about the install is that you're not invincible while activating it. So I never recommend you activate it during a fight. You'll always want to activate it behind cover, or like when you're about to start going into a fight before they see you. One really important thing about the ult, you can use cooldowns, all your cooldowns before the summoning of ultimate. Use as many moves as you possibly can during the whole entire ultimate, right? Doesn't really matter. And the best part is, at the end of the ult, you always have all your cooldowns back on base magic. So you almost always have an escape route after all that. Alright, now it's time to show you guys the combos. This is the highest DPS with magic. And this is the best way to kill healers. This is the combo everyone's shown, but I gotta show you just in case you don't know it. Full charge, right click, dash, then normal melee should kill. But I suggest you always add an animation cancel into the melee afterwards, because one, that will kill 300 damage characters. And then two, if they have any extra healing, if they have any shields, you have more of a chance to kill them with that. And the beautiful part is, after you hit this melee, you can cancel all your other special moves as well. So you can hit this melee and then dash like that if it's not going to kill. Which brings us to our next combo. Magik has a lot of animation cancels. I'm going to show you how to optimally do all of them. So let's break it down slowly. First, you have your melee into other melee cancel. The timing's a little tricky, but you'll get the hang of it after a little bit. And then after this melee, you can either go to your E or your right click. I prefer right click because, like we talked about, it recovers really fast for your next left click. So it should look something like this. So as you just saw right there, that was a big chunk of damage. But then, let's do the full rotation. There you go. As you see there, almost 500 damage on that whole combo. Now, obviously, I did not kill Thor, but after that last melee, like we talked about, I could just dash through, put my demon out, voila, they're dead if they're not getting any support. And as we talked about before, with being able to dash during this attack, this is a nice little combo. It's about the same procedure. Almost all Magik's combos have kind of the same structure, which is nice. So with the dash, you can do it like this. Less damage than the last combo, but it burst faster than the combo I just showed a second ago with the melee as the first special move used. So these are the 3 combos we just went over. I'm just going to show you them in a row. So this is the one-shot combo you should do against, like, if you're flanking a support or flanking someone squishy in the back line. Little over 300 damage. This is the combo you should do to burst, like, let's say they have a Punisher and they have a Mantis with them. This is the combo you should use to kill that Punisher who's getting healed. So that was a little over 400. So if someone's getting constant heals or have bonus health, you'll probably kill them with that combo. Now, this is the combo I suggest you use for most tanks or like any... This combo is good if you don't have all your cooldowns up, so you can slowly like roll them all out while you're fighting. Highest damage overall, but it's not that fast, so it's not really like a burst combo. It's just damage over time. So the nice thing about Magik is that obviously we just went over all those combos, they're BIS, but oftentimes you won't have all your cooldowns up, right? So you can kind of like bob and weave a lot of the same structures together and just do the same combos, just whatever you have available. So you pretty much can just always melee, or you pretty much always left click melee into one of your cooldowns. One of the situations Magik's not good with is fighting against flying opponents. There's a couple things you can do to attempt to get the kill, and it will work if they're not getting healed. But again, this obviously isn't what you want to be doing. So first, obviously right click. Doing the right click E combo, very important to kill the air people if you can hit it. But like I said before, hitting the E is already so hard to do as Magik, and then also trying to do it against someone in the air can be tough. So let's say you miss both of these abilities, right? Let's say, oh shit, we missed. What you can do is that you can fly and put down a demon, and you can do it twice, because after you initially put down the demon, because the recovery is so fast, you can shift again and try to put down another demon. And while you're in the sky with those demons, you can slash in between the hits. So I'm gonna wait for my shift cooldown to come back slightly, and then just go up, put down demon slash, put down demon slash. You can get the kill that way too. We went over all the attacks in demon mode. I'm going to show you what I find the most useful combo. Is this the highest DPS? Probably, but it's the safest, and it's the best way to not die during your ultimate while getting as many kills as you possibly can. So once you're in demon mode, the very first thing you're going to do is you're going to teleport and left click. After the first left click, you're going to E. You're going to cancel it into the E. I'll show you how the damage looks now. So it's essentially a fucking insta-kill on the first character you attack. And then after that, you just keep teleporting into a single left-click cancel, and the teleport spin, single left-click, teleport spin. Even if you whiff a target, that's honestly what you should do. But during demon mode, your cooldown on E recovers fast enough for you to use it again. So I'm going to show you the whole sequence of what I do every single time I go to demon mode. There you go. And that's the end of duration. The E should be your last attack. Ta-da, you transform back. It's pretty good. It's the perfect duration every single time. Even if you mess up a little bit, it's still plenty of time to do all of it. It's hard to hit you because, again, like we went over before, the teleport's invincible. So you're missing a lot of stuns, you're missing a lot of skill shots. They can't shoot you during that, so you're keeping all your temporary bonus health. It's just what I find the most useful strat, and you're so mobile during it that you pretty much can kill anyone in sight. The worst thing to note about it is that a Luna Snow or Mantis ult counters all of that. So, hey, if you ever find a Magik as those characters, just pop your ult, save your ult for them to activate. But, you know, usually as the Magik player, you're going to go on a killing spree. My general game plan with Magik is to take fights around health packs and semi-near my team. Sometimes I'll go in front of my team and flank people, try to get one-shot kills on like the supports or a certain DPS, but I always fall back to my team. Similar to other assassins, you want to keep your cooldowns, at least one cooldown, so you can get out of the fight. You always want to retreat back to your team. So being more of like a death ball scenario with your teammates is ideal, but honestly, if you just have a support with you, Magik's pretty damn tanky, so you can take pretty big fights like 1v3s or I guess 2v3s and stuff like that with just one support. Hopefully this has been helpful. I've been streaming this game every day on Twitch. You want to watch my gameplay live, you can watch there and ask questions there. I also have things like my crosshair, my gameplay settings, and my Twitch commands if you want to check that out. Yeah, hopefully you learned something. See ya!